welcome. It's Monday. It's a new week. We've got a new manager. Everything's different this Monday. Don't forget, you can follow us at Leicester Fan TV, wherever you're watching. We're here live for the next 30 minutes, and we want to know all your views, mostly about tomorrow night's game, because it's coming thick and fast now. We've got West Ham at home at the King Power Stadium at 8:15. Don't be early, don't be late, but get there for 8:15. And I can confirm we've drawn QPR in the Cup at home. Is that a good draw, bad draw? What do you think about the FA Cup? Don't really care about it yet. Let's just concentrate on West Ham tomorrow night. I don't know. The next 30 minutes is all about what you guys want to talk about. We'll get as many comments on screen. And if you want to join us, I've put the link in so you can click and come on camera. So let's get on with it. Loads to talk about.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Yes, good evening and welcome. Lots and lots of things to talk about. This is your show. We want your views, your comments. Don't forget, follow us at Leicester Fan TV. And that breaking news is we have got QPR in the third round of the FA Cup. It's at home. It's at the King Power Stadium very early in January. If you want to comment about that, of course, do so. If you want to talk a little bit about the Brentford game, you can do that. But mostly we're going to look forward to Ruud van Nistelrooy taking charge for the first time against West Ham tomorrow night. So get your comments in. Good evening, Andy. Hope you're well. Ian says, good evening. Hope Ruud's first game in charge starts off well to lay foundations for more improvement for the rest of the season and Premier League survival. I agree with you there, Ian. We do need him to get off to a quick one. Patrick says QPR at home in the FA Cup. Yes, what do you think, Patrick? Happy about that? Or do you just want to concentrate on West Ham? This season is probably shaping up to not focus too much on FA Cup, more about staying in the Premier League. Good evening, Richie. Did your application get in time or did Ruud beat you to it for that manager's job? Anyway, Richie says he's delighted with the appointment of Ruud. I think most fans are, to be fair with you. Andy says Faes needs to get on his bike and go where? Get on his bike and do some defending, get on his bike or get out the club. What are you saying there, Andy? Terence says, just hope we're up for the fight. Terence, I would agree with you. Saturday was probably a low point. I don't know about you guys. Forget all the Cooper out, Cooper in sort of debate. I really thought the Leicester players on Saturday would do two fingers almost to Cooper and go, look, we're good players. We can do this. But wow, Steve Cooper was sat in some pub probably watching that, having a laugh to himself, watching us get smashed all over the place. Keep getting your views in. Andy says first priority is to get this defence sorted out, which is, I don't think Ruud's going to be well known for his defensive skills. I went on the boot room last week and there was a PSV Eindhoven fan on there who gave us a really interesting insight. And he said their biggest complaint about Ruud was that pretty good going forward with that team when he was managing them, but not very good defensively. They conceded and conceded and conceded. He said they even conceded when they played a non-league side in their FA Cup equivalent in there. So it's going to be an interesting one. Patrick says Harbour Town showed more fight attitude than our shower did against Brentford. Yeah, well done to Harbour. Unfortunately, they lost. Took 3,500 fans down to Reading. Well played to all the people from that area. Philipton, good evening. Hope you're well, says need a boardroom clear out too. There was lots of chance of Rudkin out on Saturday. What do you think to that? Nick says it was a good positive interview from Ruud van Nistelrooy in his pre-match press conference today. What did you like about it, Nick? What was getting you excited for tomorrow? Terry says they were a disgrace Saturday. Terry, I've got to be honest with you. I agree. I think all those players were out in Copenhagen dancing around. We miss you, Enzo. That was their chance on Saturday to literally show that they could do what they did, but made themselves look pretty silly, if you ask me. Now, I've put in the comments the link. If you want to click on the link, you can come on video, of course, and tell me what you think. If you want to, you can just put your comments in there and letting us know what you think. Leon says, I really can't see us getting a goal. Do you agree with Leon? I think we'll score, but boy, they might score as well. Scarlett, thanks for watching, says, hopefully time for a Leicester bounce, as that was an absolute shambles at the weekend. You would have thought, Scarlett, wouldn't you, with Ruud van Nistelrooy sitting in the stands, there would be a bounce. But it didn't seem to happen in there. Scotty says 4 points. Yeah, Scotty, do you know what? I was talking in the office about this. 4 points a must from the next 2 home games. Brighton on Sunday. I absolutely agree with you. I said 4 points earlier. I don't mind which way round they come, but obviously I think West Ham is the easier game out of the two. Schoolboy defending, says Wayne. Last Saturday, yeah, totally. Dave says, good evening, Phil. QPR, not a bad draw for us. The FA Cup got to do better than Saturday. What an absolute terrible mess. Now, I've put the link out there. Anybody's welcome to click on it. I'll tell you who has clicked on it already, and that's Jamie from the Fox's Arms on a Monday night, I hear you say. What the actual hecker? Jamie, welcome.
How are you, lads? How are you, Phil? How's it going? I'm good.
Yeah, very, very
I'm good. Yes.
very
Sorry for my lack of appearance yesterday, but I was in the air, and you don't get much internet when you're in flying on a Sunday morning. But really stood in for me, and they did a fine job yesterday.
I thought on your private jet, Jamie, you had Wi-Fi. Come on, you have champagne, hostesses, and all sorts.
Hostesses with the mostesses. Are you allowed to say that anymore? You might get in trouble for saying that now. No, unfortunately. I know I've been doing well in Mallorca for the last 20 years, but not quite that well, Phil, unfortunately. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about football, shall we?
Jamie, do you want to talk a little bit about Brentford, or do we just skip on?
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I'm going to up here because I spoke to Natalie Sawyer, that's been on our show, the Sky Sports presenter, and she couldn't believe how easy that Brentford cut through us. It was so easy. She wasn't expecting that kind of game. She was really disappointed, actually, in the way that Leicester didn't give us a game. She thought they were going to give us more of a game. And you would have thought they would have, with Ruud'S sitting in the stand, and he was sitting next to Top. And I don't know, did you watch it on the TV, Phil? You weren't at the game, where you watched it on the TV, I think. And Top didn't look best pleased, did he? He didn't look happy. But it was... I mean,
the probably, Jamie, was pitiful.
Was embarrassing. Wout phase that he was in the relegation team. Justin was in the relegation team. Vestergaard was in the relegation. Not Vestergaard. Christiansen was in the relegation team. So it's there. It's schoolboy defending. It's just, I don't know. These are professional footballers that should be able to know what they're doing. I thought the Man U was embarrassing. I thought the Chelsea was all right, but Saturday came to new levels, absolutely new levels. And at some points, you could see them actually all following the ball. It was like under 10s following the ball. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Their second goal back today, Jamie, and it was watching little kids just watch the ball across one area, then the ball went there, and then I've never seen proper football defending like that goal.
No, I haven't. He's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do in a short period of time, and I've been saying this for a while now. When he got sacked last week, when Cooper got sacked, I thought the timing was wrong because we've got a busy December. We had 2 weeks of international break, and we could have got rid of him then. And then Ruud could have come in the Chelsea game. Then he had a full week, Brentford game, and then he could have. There's too many games, 2 quick games. We're going to lose, like the Brentford game, the West Ham game, are 2 games wasted because he won't be able to get his tactics in. Brighton, we might see a bit of a difference, but the 2 games he's got now, not his game, but the Brentford and the West Ham are possibly wasted games that we could have got points in, like it was when Rodgers got the sack, when that was done too late.
Robert says here, Ruud will sort them out. He'll take no prisoners. If they don't buck up their ideas, he'll drop them. It's that simple. He kind of needs to do that, Jamie, doesn't he? We're not blessed. I've been saying this all season. When people have been moaning about Cooper, I've said the squad is not that good. And in depth, it's really poor. So what is he going to have to do that? He's going to have to kick some butts, isn't he?
I think he is, but I think you'll find that first couple of games, there's going to be some surprises where people was thinking, oh, I didn't expect that. Or I thought he might have dropped him. Because, like you say, the squad isn't that big. With injuries now, and it isn't that good enough. So I reckon you'll still see some players in them. This game, Brighton, and then what's the one afterwards, Newcastle away. I think you'll see players in there that you'd have thought, well, if Cooper had him in, they've got booed for that, and he'd have been Cooper out for playing them. But he hasn't got much choice. He hasn't got a lot of choice at the minute. I think we've just got to grin and bear it and get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, there could be chat tomorrow, Jamie, about Vardy. Can he play 2 games in 3? Yeah, sorry. Can Vardy play 2 games in 3 or 4 days? You know, will he start Daka? Will he start Mavadidi? There's going to be some players in there where you wonder who he's going to start.
The only thing I can think of is that Vardy can't play 2 games in 3 days, but he only played 60 plus minutes, about 65 minutes, was it? Something like that. So he didn't play a full game. So Vardy might start, but he might be on the rotation list. So you might see Brighton as the better game, the worst game. I'm not sure how to put it. What do you, the stronger game?
Well, out of the three, you'd say West Ham's the most winnable out the Brentford, West Ham, and Brighton, isn't it? If you're going to put your eggs into one basket, you'd have gone for the West Ham game, wouldn't you?
You would have thought so after losing 5-2 to Arsenal and being 4-0 down after 30 odd minutes. So yeah, but you don't know. Hopefully he's got in there. I mean, a few of the players, according to form, were a bit disgruntled with having to train all day yesterday. But how else is he going to get his message over? You don't deserve a day off after a performance like that on Saturday, do you? Really?
I assume lots of people have seen that. That's a rumour that's been doing the rounds around social media. We can't say if it's true or not, Jamie, but apparently the players didn't like having full training sessions, and apparently Ruud gave them a bit of a talking to, and some of the players were not impressed by it. But, well, that surely isn't true, because day one of a new manager, to let that get out of the changing rooms and the training ground would be crazy, because it starts things off on a bit of a weird footing.
It does, doesn't it? It's like the old Chinese whispers, isn't it? It's just definitely, it's Chinese whispers. It's made one little thing, and then it's grown and grown and grown, passed on to the next person. It's grown and grown and made it. It might be true, but after one training session, there's a snake in the grass already. It's giving out information like that. I can't see that. I can't see that at all. But you never know. Football's a funny old game, isn't it? Anything can happen.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to add in Jono because he's clicked in. Jono, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Not bad. My camera's bad. There we go.
That's all right. Thanks. Jono's clicked in. Jamie's clicked in. I know we've got Ryan and Reedy waiting. I'm going to put that link in there again. But Jono, take us away. What do you want to talk about tonight?
I think I don't know really. Looking forward to.
What are you coming on for then? If you don't,
thanks, Jono, for coming on.
West Ham at home. Must-win game. Must-win game.
Is it a must-win game, Jono? There's a good question.
It is because we've rode our luck for the past few weeks. We're very lucky that all the teams below us didn't pick up points. Southampton only one who picked up a point. Wolves lost, Everton lost, Southampton lost, Ipswich lost. With it, everyone else, so we're very lucky in that aspect. So, yeah, must-win game. And what a statement that would be if Ruud won his first game. And West Ham got thumped 5-2 at their home ground. They've not got many. They've got that much confidence, and we have to go against West Ham and not just. We don't want to. I want to see a dominating game. We've not had a dominating game since the Championship.
So there's the question on screen for everybody who's watching this. Put in the comments: is this a must-win game? I'm going to ask Jamie it, but let's get some comments up there. I want to know if because it's still, it's game. What are we on now? Game 14. It's early to feel, Jamie, like this is a must-win game. It would be great for a win because it would kick the Ruud era off with a nice 3 points. But do you feel it's a must-win game, Jamie?
I don't think it's a must-win game. I think it's a must not lose the next 2 games.
Yeah.
Like you said, got to get 4 points. I've always said 4 points from 2 games is absolutely fantastic. And I think that's what we've got to get. We've got to be looking at least a win and a draw. Because we've got a tough game at Newcastle. We've got a tough game at Wolves after it. I don't think it's a must-win game, but it's definitely not a must-not-lose game. But after that performance on Saturday, I said Brighton on Sunday.
Oh, did you? Oh, did yeah.
Yeah. So it's a must. I don't think it's a must-not-lose game more than a must-not-win game. But you never know with that new manager bounce. But you would have thought they'd have had something on Saturday. Keep harking back to Saturday, but you'd have thought they would have had a bit more oomph about them. But you don't know. You just don't know, do you?
But we'll set up with 3 at the back and Luke Thomas and Justin on the as wing backs. But do you think we will set up badly? We haven't set up like that all season, have we? So
well, Jono, and I'll ask this to Jamie because Jamie, listen, my guess is, and I've got nothing to base this on apart from my own logic, which is normally wrong. But Jamie, I would have said we got rid of Cooper last week. The players were definitely involved in Cooper going. I think we all know that. So and Ben Dawson's just, I don't know, some coach we've got at Leicester. No offence to him, but I'm guessing that between Ben Dawson and the players, if Ruud wasn't involved with selecting that team, which I believe he had nothing to do with that team on Saturday, surely, Jamie, the players had a big say in who started and what sort of lineup they did. And it didn't work. That's my take on it, is I think the players were involved in setting that team up and it really didn't work.
I think so. I think they tried to set up a bit more defensively, but it didn't work because they weren't used to it. There was players playing out of position. It looked like an under-10s game where people were chasing the ball and running after the ball, and there were spaces again down that right-hand side. I feel sorry for Justin because 2 years ago, James Justin, 2-3 years before the relegation, before his knee, he was nearly. I think he got in the England squad, didn't he? If I remember rightly, because of his performances. Now all of a sudden, he'd be lucky to get in the England C side, let alone the England A team. I don't know. It's just one of them things. But like you say, the players probably had a bit of influence, and that's probably the way they thought they were going to do. But I don't know. I really don't know. It just shows how much player power there is out there, doesn't it? If that's the case.
Yeah,
player power wins sometimes.
Don't think teams are scared of us anymore. I don't think
that ship sailed 3 years ago. That ship sailed 3 years ago, mate.
And Jono, that for me is what I think Leicester fans need to realise. We just are not that team anymore. From even the team that got relegated, this squad, bless them, we need to see the bare minimum now is to see some fight, and we didn't see fight on Saturday.
We're not asking to be Premier League champions. We're not asking to be European front runners. We're asking for a team to play attacking football and show them desire. That game against Brentford, Phil was up front, I was centre back, Jamie was in goal, Reedy was right back. We could have done better. It was just schoolboy basic defending.
I'd have definitely filled the goal, that's for certain.
But there's just no passion. We're not asking to look at Ipswich. If they get relegated, their fans will applaud them off that pitch because they attack all game and they try their best. You can't say that with Leicester. You can't say the same thing. Look at Luton.
Brighton have been set up like that. It's taken them a few years, but they've been set up for like that 3 or 4 years. They know what they're doing. They've got the position. They know their jobs inside out, and it showed. It was like Menega's boys.
Look at us. We were. You meant Brentford, not Brighton.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant Brentford. Yeah.
But speaking of Brighton, though, look at the whole, not just the team, but the whole club setup. We had the structure of Brighton, Aston Villa, Fulham, but now it's all gone. People fans are questioning the board. We're questioning the director of football. We're questioning our chairman. We haven't done that in 15 years. It's just something's not right at the club, and Ruud is one fix, but there's more that needs to be done.
Let's add Ryan in because he's been waiting patiently. While I bring Ryan in, Nathan says defence was so poor, Fi's positioning was shocking. A couple of people already. Gary says it was a normal Sunday morning team that did not have a clue. At times it really felt like that. Let's add Ryan in. Ryan, good evening. Hope you're well.
Good evening. How's
Ryan? Yeah, good. Ryan, what's your take on tomorrow night and Ruud taking charge? Are you feeling hopeful?
I have to say, it would have been nice going into this game with a bit more optimism. It's say if we put in the proper performance of the weekend, which we didn't. But I'm more confident in the new manager that we've got now rather than the players because I can't trust them to put in the proper performance in the minute.
Jamie, that's an interesting word that Ryan uses there, trust. I genuinely, I am looking forward to tomorrow night. I look forward to every match, whoever's in charge and whatever we're playing. But Jamie, I was genuinely surprised at the Brentford game because of that player performance. I genuinely thought we would have a bit of a bounce back. I wasn't necessarily expecting us to win, but when we went 1-0 up, I was a bit like, great, that the team is there, but.
Or even when you go 2-1 down, even if we were 2-1 down, just take it to half time. It's not a bad scoreline or anything. You're still in the game. But once we conceded a third, you could see the body language that the heads dropped, and that was it. There was no fight back.
It's going to be interesting, Jamie, tomorrow night, isn't it? With this, what are the players going to do?
Yeah, there was. I'm just trying to get this quote that he had said on his press conference today. Ruud, I'm not a romantic type of manager. I prioritise style over results. I'm not quite sure how to take that. So,
did he say style over results? I thought he said he prioritised results over style.
No, he said, I'm not a romantic type of manager. Oh, sorry, I'm not a romantic type of manager where I prioritise style over results. That's it. Sorry, I misread that.
So he is saying he needs the results. Forget the style.
So he's just going shit or bust to get results no matter what to start off with, and hopefully the confidence and style comes in.
Well, he said he said his own words, steady the ship. He said, I want to steady the ship. Like he said, he had a word with the players. He said that he said it with Top. He said, we went in there, had a word with the players. It's the first thing they did after the Brentford game, which he said it needed to happen. We need to strengthen up. We need to stop the leaking. We need to steady the ship. And I think that's, you haven't had that set. I haven't had that said for ages. Like, a manager's normally really saying, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to meet the players. He's saying what needs to be said. He knows what our problems are, and he knows how to. He knows what. Well, he doesn't. We don't know yet, but he has an idea about what to do to fix it.
But for the first 9 games, wasn't Cooper pretty much? That was what fans were grumbling about. Was where's the identity? Where's the style? And he was going, well, I'm getting you some points, and I get it. People will say there were easier teams, Jamie, but. Again, Ruud sort of, is he in that press conference saying, look, we need points. So, the style may not be there or the formation.
I mean, the old saying is, as we know, the old TV programmes, points make prizes. And that's what they do. Points do make prizes. And the prize is staying up. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to get got to get the points, to win them prizes. And to be honest, I would take a really crap performance and still win. This style of football he might bring, hopefully it comes down the line. But at the minute, we need results. And it's a results-based game, isn't it? And that's what we need to get results. We need to get 3 points. And I will take 3 points no matter how it comes, to be honest. Like it was against Bournemouth and Southampton. I would take 3 points no matter what. And then try and get the confidence. The confidence.
Yeah, I agree. I think the results have to come more than the style. That has to be prioritised first and foremost.
Yeah, I'm going to add in Nick and Reedy, so they've clicked on the link.
Right.
Again, anybody's welcome. Yes, Jamie, are you on?
I'm going to go. I'll let you go to it. I'll let you go, and I'll see you all tomorrow night at the game because, as you see, I'm back in Leicester yet again for my my 4th game this year. So hopefully, Jamie, let's bring on them 3 points.
Every time you come, we change managers, mate.
Not every time. Only this year that's happened. Only this year. I came 4 times last year, and we didn't change the manager once.
Didn't we win a lot last year, though?
Won 3 out of 4 last year, so we've got to. So yeah,
had an amazing manager back then, though, mate.
Well, I don't say amazing. People seem to forget he walked out on us. Let's remember that he walked.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. I shall see you tomorrow. Jamie. Be good, lads and lasses. Have fun.
In a bit, mate.
Jamie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jamie. Nick's clicked in. Nick, what's your thoughts on tomorrow night's game? How important?
I think it's going to be a tough one. They're relatively close to us in the league, but I think it's one of those. It's not going to be a pretty sight tomorrow. Yes, we've got new manager and stuff, but we've still got the same players. So whether Ruud's training session he did yesterday, when he seems to have dragged the vast majority of the squad back in, work some sort of wonders, I don't know, but we'll have to see. But what we've also got to remember is he's still got January to sort of assess the squad and what he needs, and bring in these players he wants to bring in that can fit his style of play. So I think these next 6 games are going to be horrible anyway, but we've just got to grin and bear it, haven't we?
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got to get something, Nick, from tomorrow night, whether it be a point or 4. We've got to see a performance and get something out of it. I'm going to ask everybody who's watching to get in their score predictions now in the last 5 minutes of the show. So I want 2 predictions. One is your head says, and one is your heart says, or you can mix and match it. Just, I don't know. We know we need a performance. I'll go to Reedy next on this. Is Reedy, where's your head at and where's your heart at for tomorrow night? Where could it go in reality?
It depends how much Ruud's done since he's obviously come in. Again, it's not going to be a masterclass, is it? With 2 days of training, it's not going to be a masterclass. But depending on how we set up, depending on how we kind of our energy and how we fight tomorrow, there's every chance we can beat them. They are leaking goals as much as us. We've just got to make sure we're not leaking as much as them. Again, it could be a really high scoring game. It could be a 5-4. It could be a 3-2, or it could be a 1-0. But it all depends on. To me, again, so I think somebody said in the chat, it's who scores first. Yes, we scored first in the Brentford game, but you've got to get that lead to start somewhere. So hopefully we can get that. But again, like you always say to me, Phil, you can't really bet on it because you just don't know what's going to happen. There's no clear winner in this game, is there?
Yeah, Craig says 1-0 in there. Scarlett says, no matter how we play, we need to start to pick up points starting tomorrow. Going for a scrappy 1-0 win. Daka to score in there. Play ugly, says Nick Ball. Play ugly. Nick a 1-0. I think any sort of win. Taito on YouTube says 2-1 to Leicester. Terry says 2-0 to the Foxes. Richie's going 4-0. Andy Dowling's going 4-0. Keep your comments coming in. Let's go to Jono. What's your score predictions for tomorrow, Jono?
I think Ruud is going to set up the players to stop the bleeding. He's going to do something core basic defending to stop the bleeding. So this game's going to go either two ways. One, it's going to be absolute bore fest where only one team wins 1-0, or it's going to go all guns blazing. It's going to be mad. So my heart is saying 2-1 to Leicester. My head's saying it's going to be 5-4 to Leicester.
What was that again, Jono?
5-4. Honestly, both teams can't defend. Did you see West Ham against Arsenal? They were horrific. Both of us can't defend for anything. So either we set up so we don't concede, because we've scored in every game apart from one this season. So we can score goals, but it's leaking them. That's the problem. So either he sets up so we don't concede and play out the back and get one goal, or both teams go all guns blazing and it's a mad show.
Ryan, what about you?
I like to see us more on the front foot. I want to see a proper 90-minute performance, which we haven't had all season. And in regards to my score prediction, I'm going to go for 3-2 Leicester.
3-2 Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Nick?
Heart
and head. Where's your heart at and where's your head at? Come on. Say it as it is. Come on, Nick. You know.
My heart. No, it's let's be fair, Phil. It's not been a great season so far, is it? My heart says we'll do them. We always concede, so it'll be a 4-1 to Leicester. My head, I think it's going to be a lot scrappier than what people think it will be. I think we'll win, and I think it'll be a 1-0 win. But as long as we just try and stop the leaking of goals and just see a bit more fight on the pitch for 90 minutes, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
As long as we see the complete opposite as what we saw last Saturday, I think every single person in that ground and around will be happy with that.
I think the fans need to be. I think the fans need to be shouting all game tomorrow. We've not had that for ages. I want the fans to. Do you know when? I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but United's new manager. When he walked in, the atmosphere was mental. It was so loud. And everyone's applauding him. I want us to do the same. I want the West Ham fans to think, "Damn, like the fans are behind their manager." If he walks in, all of us are going.
To be fair, though, Jono, we always hear this rubbish about, we need players to show the fans something to get behind them. Well,
the fans need to go at it from minute one.
But a lot of our fan base won't do anything like that until they see pretty football on the deck. Well, we're not going to see pretty football on the deck for a minimum of six games anyway until we can get some new players in. So. Just I agree with you. Get everybody, behind Ruud. If you want to voice your anger, voice it at Rudkin at full time and at half time. But for the 90 minutes on the pitch while the boys are playing, get behind them and make it a fortress.
Well, I've said it. I've said it's a new season now. Basically, again, you have got. I wouldn't say forget about the first 12 games, but for instance, FaZe, yes, he's not the greatest player, but if he does start tomorrow, as much as we have, we know there's an issue there. Like you've got to hope that with what Ruud'S doing, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, if he does want to see him play over the likes of Cody, then you've got to try and back him. As much as I know we all aren't a big fan of FaZe at the moment.
As long as you see players on that pitch fighting and scrapping and trying to win the ball and trying to be in the game and, you know, making the effort, I think the noise in the King Power will come. But it's up to the players to show that they actually give a monkeys and they're not just here for their paychecks. As long as the fans see that, they'll be all right.
I may surprise you guys here. My heart says, my heart always says we're going to win. I'm going to go, heart says a 2-1 or 3-1 win. I'll go 3-1 win. Do you know what my head says? Sadly, after Saturday,
we're going to get battered 4-0.
Yeah, it only proved to me what I've been saying all season, regardless of Cooper, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ben Dawson, is that squad is not very good. And worse than that, and this is what I saw on Saturday, and I'm only going what I saw, worse than the squad being a bottom six squad is their heart didn't look in it at all on Saturday. And they looked on the Jolly Jollies in Copenhagen. I think if Ruud'S, within 2 days, maybe he's turned that round. But my head says, if I look at the stats, I look at the squad, they've got a better squad than us. In fact, their squad is underperforming, if you ask me. I think their squad is good enough to be a top half squad, West Ham. And I don't see it as. My head tells me we'll lose tomorrow night. I hope we don't. But that I'm just being honest with people.
Positive.
What you think I'm positive. I'm being positive because my heart says we'll win 3-1, Ryan. But honestly,
the players look like they were enjoying the training session that they had yesterday. To be fair,
from the videos that we saw, that do you know how ever since Vichai passed away, Top hasn't really been involved in the footballing side. Like he's always with the fans, yes, but Vichai, he was very harsh. Ranieri, halfway through the next season, sacked. You know what I mean? Like he's very good at sacking managers. But Top, for the first time, I feel, when things got to go south with Cooper, gone. I've not seen that in him. Like Brendan Rodgers lasted so long before he got sacked. Cooper didn't have as soon as it started to go south, he's gone. He went in with Van Nistelrooy to the players and said, "What the F are you doing? What on earth are you doing after the Brentford game?" I've not seen him do that in a long time.
Maybe Top's woken up finally.
I think
maybe he's finally woken up to the fact that hang on a second, I've let Rudkin and Wheeling run the club for such an amount of time. The results and the performances, the fans are kicking off, the fans are moaning. There's obviously something's wrong, and he's doing his own investigation on it.
And he went over the board to hire. He went over the board for Ruud. He didn't. The board didn't go to Ruud. He did. So I think he's finally woken up because I don't think he's been the best owner for the last year or so.
As far as I know, and I'm no expert, Top is now the owner of Leicester City, not King Power. I believe that has changed, and I think that gives him. I don't know if that means he doesn't have to go to the Power. Sorry, Nick, if you know more, please.
Well, no, I don't know if you guys are on Fox's Talk, but there was a documentation form that's been leaked where controlling stake has been kind of approved, and it went in last month.
Yeah.
Now that's come out of all of a sudden. You know, it came out when Top had sacked Cooper and all this, that, and the other. Now I think something's brewing along the lines. Whether we're going to have a bigger transfer budget in January or would have found a way, I don't know. But there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Well, Top's definitely said that apparently there's more money coming into January than we thought. I don't know why or how, but like I say, like John has said, it looks like Top is finally deciding to, I wouldn't say grow his own balls, but I think he's learned.
You're right.
I think he's learned from the Rodgers situation.
Stand up for his club. Don't let these muppets run the club.
Yeah, that's 50% part of the job done, though. Why? Another part of the job he needs to do, I think, is to get John Rudkin out of the football club.
I think he will.
Yeah, he has to go.
I think he will.
Got to go.
And I think Whelan will be next.
May I just say, though, again, much as my head was saying thing on my heart says the other, I totally agree with what Jono says. We've got to wrap up now, but Jono said the King Power needs to be noisy tomorrow. That needs to come from the fans. That also needs to come from the players. And Reedy was actually at Brentford on Saturday, hearing fans chanting Ruud'S out during a game at whatever point is. I'd say they may be right, but now's not the time for the club to be hearing that around the King Power tomorrow night, even if we're
not
losing,
doing the
because
game.
it's like it ain't going to happen for one. And we need to be, as like Jono said, Reedy, I think we need to be as one tomorrow by cheering the lads on and making a noise. Even if we're losing, and even if we lose tomorrow night, I think we've all got to wipe the slate clean to an extent, haven't we, Reedy? And as you said, it's a new season starts tomorrow night, and it has to be.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said to you that earlier today, we were saying that I feel like as fans, they can't win in a way of like, you wanted Cooper out, which was me as well. You got him sacked, and now because the performance is bad, they're like, who do we
blame now?
Yeah, it's like there's no blame there. Like
it's the players.
It's the players.
It's partly the players. Again, I'm not saying it's all down to the players. I get the point.
It's the players and the manager.
I don't blame it this Saturday's performance solely on the players.
No, I think a lot of
it is who was put in charge on Saturday when we could have had Ruud, and obviously they didn't wrap it up as soon as they did.
Yeah.
And anyway, he was still part of Cooper's lot, so technically you can blame Cooper because it was part of his backroom staff that took it over.
It's a clean slate now. Brentford's happened. Let's just move on to.
I agree. I think we have to say that it's a clear slate and move on because it's a shame Brentford happened like it did, because it's led us into this conversation today. I think it's opened a few eyes for people to see, right, this is what Ruud's got. It probably opened Ruud van Nistelrooy's eyes looking at Saturday and going, oh my gosh, perhaps this is a worse setup than I thought. Anyway, listen, he's took charge. We're all going to back him tomorrow night. I want to thank Reedy, Jono, Ryan, Nick, Jamie, everybody who's joined tonight, and most of all, everybody's views. So thanks, lads. I'll let you go while I get a couple of comments back on screen. We'll see you all at the match tomorrow night. So thanks to all of the guys who've clicked on in their last couple of comments in there. You might not like your manager at work, but you still do your job. Adam, I couldn't agree with you more. We've all had to do it, and we all have to do it. You have to get on with it. But that's apparently not in football. You can run around with a sign and say, I want it gone. Financial fair play kicks in, says Ivan. I can't see us being able to spend that much on this January transfer window unless there is a big clear out. Highly unlikely in January. Again, a lot of fans are hoping in January it's going to be amazing. I think there might be a couple of loan players coming here and there and a couple of signings. Jay on YouTube says Ruud will do well. Let's hope so. We're all wishing him well on there. Ruud was falling asleep on Saturday. I did see some photos. Listen, he might have just had his eyes like blink for a minute, but he did feel bored to tears at times. Move on, says Nathan. Ruud van Nistelrooy is Fox's manager in there. And Jay says Ruud is a very good tactician. I hope so, Jay. I hope so. He's not had vast amounts of managerial experience where you'd back that up, just being honest. Let's hope he does it all for us at Leicester. Michael says, cheer us to the championship. Terry says, Edward sent back Ferguson from Brighton in. I think Edward is going to get sent back. That's the rumours. I don't think it's happened, but I think it is about to happen. Listen, thanks everybody for all your views and comments. If you can give us a like, if you can give us a share, we'd much appreciate it. Join us, obviously, if you're down at the game tomorrow night, come and say hello, get your views in. And this week on Thursday at 7:30, Simon and Jono will both be live going. They'll be looking back, obviously, about the West Ham game and looking forward to the Brighton game on Sunday. The Aftermath show is live from outside the ground on Sunday morning with Jamie and Jamie at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So join them there. Okay, and I'll be back next Monday, 7:30. Hopefully, 2 wins under our belt. You never know. Anything could happen with Leicester. I'll see you at the match tomorrow night. Cheers.
Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Ruud'S, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.